Good afternoon, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all doing okay today. So, I want to share another interesting dealership story that I have from back when I worked in sales. Had a customer come in looking to buy something cheap on gas and comfortable when I worked at the Ford dealership. We got that. And basically the way we started, she's like, I want the cheapest car to run on gas. I'm like, well, that's going to be either the Focus or the Fiesta. Bear in mind this is 2012ish. So Focus or Fiesta, what we had on the lot, that was the cheapest car and cheapest on fuel. Okay, so are those? I don't like these. They're too little because I need a little bit of rear leg room. Going to be moving some family and friends around. Okay, well, let's look at the Fusion. You lose a little bit of fuel mileage, you pay a little bit more, but I like this car. This is what I want. Absolutely. Find out as we're going through the test drive and the sales process and getting credit information. This woman works for Ford. We're a Ford dealership. Anyone that doesn't know, Ford has the factory workers purchase plan price. So you log on to your benefits portal and you can generate a PIN number, get you a price on a brand new Ford that is below dealership invoice price, and that Ford actually has to reimburse the dealership to make them whole on their cost of the unit. So we go in, okay, well here's the vehicle you're interested in, and I need to take a look at your trade-in. Okay, fine. So we're getting all the information put together for this deal, and she is in love with this car because of the gain in fuel mileage. At the time, she was doing like a 65 mile a day one-way commute in a big F350 dually. So she's definitely looking forward to picking up some miles per gallon, and diesel fuel's cheaper per gallon. So, excited about that. Find out what she owes on the truck. It's a 6-liter Power Stroke. I go out. We had a system in place that allowed us to do to scan the VIN of the vehicle, and it pulled up it decoded the VIN. I put in any of the options that didn't decode per the VIN. It's got the heated seat package, or it's got spray in bed liner, or whatever it had done to it. But one of the things I noticed when I go out and fire this truck up is it is skipping bad. It's got a dead miss at idle, and I'm familiar enough with diesels, especially the 7.3 and the 6-liter, to know when that happens, you have big problems. For those of you that don't know, diesels use high pressure injection systems, and there's no spark plugs. So when you get a misfire, you have an injector problem, potentially a fuel pump problem, but most times an injector problem. This truck's skipping real bad. It's got check engine lights on. I punch all that in on my phone. You can put in all that on the phone, and then it sends it up to the manager, and he goes out and pokes around if he feels the need to. Go back inside, and I'm getting a deal put together for this person, purchase price for the car. And she was a little upset about the purchase price, about the trade-in offer for her truck, because she was way upside down in this truck. It was worth $18,000 in the shape it was in, because likely we're going to have to put a set of injectors in it or just run it across the auction block at one of the local wholesalers. She was upset because she had several $1,000s of negative equity in this truck. And I'm like, but she's like, this isn't what I was hoping to get, but if we can get everything financed, I'll go ahead and do it. Okay, fine. And she doesn't have credit to get this thing bought, financing $6,000 to $8,000 of negative equity onto a new car without any money down. No bank's going to touch it. And the short version of the story is I ended up losing the sale on a new car, and unfortunately, even though I had some other people come in trying to smooth stuff over, she was not particularly happy with us due to the fact that we wouldn't buy her truck for what she owed on it. But later that day, the general manager thanked me for putting that in there and gave me a pat on the back for losing a deal. And there's some people, and everyone's heard about, sleazy car salesmen, and trust me, I've worked with my share of them when I worked as a car salesman. But the one thing is, the place that I would have been screwing, because I could have, I didn't go out there and start it up. I got the miles off of it, put the options in. The rest was on you guys. You put a number on it. Not my fault. You bought the thing, not me. I could have had that attitude, and I may or may not have gotten the deal done, and I may or may not have gotten the commission sale. But they are the company that signs my check one way or another. And if I had done everything I could to have swept this truck's issues under the rug until it got to a mechanic, or worse, got looked at by a customer, and they end up putting clean money in this truck and then having to fix it where it's running right or sell it at a loss, that's money out of their pocket, and that affects everyone's bottom line. So one of the times that I was very honest, and it ended up costing me, but it was a good thing for the company. So just kind of a weird story I wanted to tell you. Hope y'all doing okay. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. Got another car dealership story coming up here in a minute.